Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with another absolute banger for you. Today, we'll be breaking down Martin Luther King Jr.'s death by the numbers. To preface this video, you will need to understand the basics of gematria, which is a Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. I will break down each cipher when the time is needed. I'll also take date numerology into play since it's a big factor. At the conclusion of this video, I hope that you not only see this death for what it is, a ritual sacrifice, but you also understand that this has been planned out long before it was executed. With all that being said, let's hop into it. Martin Luther King Jr., born Michael King, assumed the name Martin Luther after the real Martin Luther led the Protestant Reformation and the 95 Theses, emphasis on 95. Martin Luther King Jr. died April 4th, 1968, which was the 95th day of that year. So, looking at the date numerology, you can see that it is also 95. The person allegedly responsible for the death of MLK was James Earl Ray, who reportedly died on April 23rd, 1998, which was 95 days after Martin Luther King Day that year. Martin Luther King Day also equals 95 in the reduction cipher, which is taking the alphabetic order but adding numerology. For example, Z would be 8 instead of 26 because 2 plus 6 would be 8. Another thing worth noting is that Martin Luther King Day this year happened to be on his 95th birthday. Another historical event in MLK's life was him collaborating with Malcolm X, which only happened one time. The day he met Malcolm X was 3/26/64 with 93 date numerology. Furthermore, the name Martin Luther King Jr. equals 93 in the reduction cipher. And not surprisingly, Malcolm X also equals 93 in the cipher that A is 1 up to Z is 26. Now, if you're familiar with the occult, you know how important the number 93 is to Aleister Crowley. Now, I highly recommend you do research on 93 yourself, or I make it a separate video since there are so many connections with that number. So you might be asking, what does all this mean? Well, it means that events that happened throughout history were most likely planned and executed accordingly to a specific timeline. Comment down below what you think I should do next.